the year, on the dark moon. Just in the run up now to the darkest night, and we gather in the darkest night of the darkest time of the year by the fire in Cerridwen's roundhouse. We've been gathering together, a group of us, celebrating the journey in the wheel of the song wheel. So tonight is a little bit of a spotlight on that. We're going to do our calling in, welcoming Cerridwen's circle. We're going to open the circle, and then we're going to start off with a little story, and then we're going to share songs in the bardic tradition. So I hope you enjoy the night. I'm going to pass over now to my sister Sam, who's going to cast the circle for us.
By the earth that is her body, by the air that is her sweet breath, by the fire of her bright spirit, and by the sacred waters of her fertile womb. I now declare this place to be made truly sacred. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Blessed be.
And I would like to do a centering and grounding with you now. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment and let yourself sink behind the darkness of your eyelids. Take a few deep breaths into your belly, into your sacred bowl, in and out. Let the air flow gently deep into your belly. And then feel your feet on the floor and imagine roots growing from your feet into the soil of Mother Earth, connecting with the roots of the plants and trees, connecting with the roots of your sisters and brothers, deep, deep into Mother Earth. And then go with your attention into your heart space. And you can see a red thread traveling from your heart downwards through your solar plexus, through your root, down, down, through the building you're in, into the earth, through all the layers, the hard rocks, passing all the roots, passing the ancestors' bones, the crystal caves, deep, deep, deep down, down into the earth, till you reach the core of Mother Earth, her red pulsing heart, pulsing in unison with your heart. And you gently wrap your red thread around Mother Earth's heart and connect. And then see this red energy traveling upwards. Again, the same way along your thread. Past the crystal caves, past the ancestors' bones, the roots, and all the layers of Mother Earth. Upwards into the building where you're in, into your root chakra, through your solar plexus, into your heart. And you can see the red energy expanding in your heart space. And then picture a silver thread traveling from your heart upwards, through your throat, your third eye, your crown, up into the sky, into the dark night sky, passing all the stars, up into the sky, till you see that star which is a lot brighter, and you know it's your mother star, and you connect with your mother star. And see silver energy coming from your mother star, flowing into your thread, downwards, same way back, passing all the stars, back into the building where you are, through your crown chakra, your third eye, and your throat, into your heart, mingling and mixing with the red energy from Mother Earth, and expanding into your whole body, every corner of your body, surrounding your body. You're feeling protected and connected with your Mother Star and Mother Earth, perfectly grounded. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. Blessed be.
In your mind eyes, please turn with me to the northwest, where we greet and welcome Cerridwen Initiatrix. Grueso Cerridwen, we sing your song and look deep into your cauldron. Let us gratefully sing the oven and be reborn, stranged from your cauldron. We breathe your energy in. Hail and welcome, Cerridwen Initiatrix. We bring your energy in the center. Blessed be.
Please turn with me in your mind's eye to the northeast. Croeso, Cerridwen Suinreg. May your healing soul permeate our bones at this time of midwinter, this dark time of the wheel of the year, bringing reflection and healing. We breathe your energies in, Goddess. Hail and welcome, Cerridwen Suinreg. We bring your energy into the center. Blessed be.
And in your mind's eye, turn with me to the southeast. Croeso, Cerridwen Callan Okariat. Welcome, Cerridwen, heart of love. As we are getting closer and closer to the darkest time and the longest night of the year, you hold us safe in your loving embrace. You warm our hearts with inspirations from Arwen, while we sing songs of old and tell the ancient stories. We breathe your loving energy in with gratitude. Hail and welcome, Ceridwen Calon Ogariad, and we bring your energy into the center. Blessed be.
Please turn with me to the southwest. In your mind's eye. Croeso, Ceridwen the Mother. May your mother's love and warmth carry through the words and songs of your bards tonight. And for your bards tonight. We breathe your motherly energy in with gratitude. Hail and welcome, Ceridwen the Mother. We bring your energy into our centre. Blessed be.
We bring your energy into the circle of the centre. Croeso, Ceridwen of the centre. Mystical and transformative. You share your knowledge throughout the land, throughout its cold and wet place that we call home. Herbs and alchemy to heal the ailing. The spark of light to draw in your own kind, to hear the ways of the wise woman. We breathe in your energy. Hail and welcome, Ceridwen of the centre. And now please join me with the 3 Arwens. Amen. 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 Silver moonlight dances from the midst of Tegging shore. A lady looks upon her son, like many times before, and she touches his face, fingers wet with the tears falling. Her daughter stands beside her, the fairest in the land. How her son became so cursed, she cannot understand. But its mother's love is as strong as her heart is beating. She calls to the earth, and the earth hears her calling. High up in the mountains, Dina Savarayan stands tall. All magic and all mysteries are held within these walls. So she walks to the door. As she does, the door it opens. Teach to me the mystery of the cauldron's brew. Let utter darkness give way to light and be reborn anew. Then the Arwen will shine from the brow of the eagle of the sea, and all will know his name from its land to the people of the city.
Beautiful, Hazel, thank you. And thank you to everyone for that beautiful calling in. The night is truly open. So up first, we're going to have our beautiful sister Rowan, and she's going to share a story with us. The story will be about 10 minutes long, and it's really helping to open, I think, the rest of the night and the other offerings, the songs that are going to be coming later on after Rowan. Over to you.
So the story that I'd like to share with you today is one called A Song We All Knew How to Sing. It's by Carolyn Hillier from her first book of Hag, and I thought that it was a story that was really appropriate for tonight. So settle in, take a breath, and come on this journey with me. A great council was being held at a plateau near a ridge on a mountain, far distant from cities and politics and money and guns. The council was urgently called, not urgent like the pressure of steam in a kettle or the tension of weights on a string, but urgent like the resolute turning of seasons and tides, or the intuitive knowing that earth and her nature were commanding that something be done. The council was summoned by women, and so it was women who had ears for the summoning call, who travelled by walking and running, on reindeer and camel and pony and yak, in carts and coracles, by buses and boats, from houses and huts, cabins and caravans, trailers and tents, through latitudes, longitudes, round all of the compass, over the oceans and under the forests, out along deserts and down along valleys, to come to that plateau, right next to that bridge, on that singular mountain, where women had chosen to meet. There were neither 9 nor 13 at that council. The wisdom of women is far too expansive to be carried alone by so few. Not 80, nor 500, nor even 1,000. How could only those hands have the care of so many lands, with their creatures and plants and their water and air, and their people who lived by the sun and the moon? On the plateau were gathered 1,000 times 1,000 souls, every woman with more sisters tucked in her belt, and a bag full of daughters, and a bundle of mothers, and each wearing a shawl strung with memories of women she'd randomly met on the way. So all in all, it might be said that through those many who attended, through the webs of their womanhood, and the weave of their generations, and the love of their lands, the council represented all the women in the world, even those who had repelled the welcome of their sisters and were careless of daughters or cruel to mothers who, when they heard of the council, just spat at the ground. Some threads of those women were carried quite gently in boxes, all lined with soft mosses and feathers to be placed on the plateau just next to the ridge. No sister is left when she's down. So the council began, and the women, in turn, climbed the ridge, then spoke out to the murmuring crowd. First, there came women with placards and banners. They talked of resistance and holding the boundaries and protecting their lands from those greedy for power. They stood there as warriors, each one fierce and fearless. They raised up brave chants that spun over the mountain, and all of the council were caught in the moment and danced on their toes as the courage of proud songs ran into their blood. Then there came old ones, whose tone was more measured. They talked very quietly, but no less profoundly, remembering ancestral graves that were lonely, since no one could reach them through fences and concrete, and the shrines that were buried, and the drums that were broken, and the cultures dismantled by hunger or war. The old ones held hands as they sang to the heavens, and each weathered face softly shimmered with tears, and the pain that they carried was shared out among them around the whole council, so that every woman had far less to bear. Then came a long line of girls in their first blood. They walked with small steps, as if soaking the power of that day through their feet. They stood straight and firm, but not one of them spoke, and the silence expanded in ripples across the whole crowd. When even the breath of the breeze seemed too loud, they pushed one of their group to the front. She looked out at the thousands and thousands of women and grinned. "We'll not feel defeated," she said. "Not at all, for we know that you do this for us, all you mothers and grandmas and crazy big sisters. We trust in your strength and will always be grateful for what you have done and what you will do with us right behind you, learning from you how to care for the land. And then, in your turn, you can trust in our strength to continue the work and to carry the banners and make the old prayers. We will do it for you, for ourselves, for the girls who will stand here when we are the mothers. We will carry your hope in our blossoming wombs." and the council was so moved and honoured and humbled by the grace of those daughters who stood on the ridge. But then there came discord, a bit of a tangle, and it took quite some time to unravel the knot. Pain causes divisions, loss creates chasms, grief settles like locusts on people and land. Split open the soul of a woman who has suffered and watched while her cherished traditions were scattered. Her childhood and even her children were stolen, her totems and symbols consumed or left weakened. Split open that soul, and what lies there are tumours grown out of the sadness and the anger she harbours inside. Of course there was discord, and knots to untangle. Across that plateau, the merciless knives, those sharp metal blades of invasion, oppression, destruction, disease, exploitation and servitude, religion and rape, those blades were exposed, and they cut through the thousands of women like scythes to the corn. They plunged into their unity and pierced through their trust and hacked at their power, shredding it all into rags. The front lines of battles and borders of nations washed back and forth over the crowd in huge waves of frustration and fury. Even the old ones, usually calm, were now raising their fists to the sky in alarm. Then a voice sounded high over the tumult, and quite soon the Council of Women was silent once more. The breeze blew around them and caressed their hot cheeks, and their hearts pounded slower. All their eyes turned to the ridge. One single voice sounded over the crowd, but it was braided from many. A great tribe of women stood there, ancient and strangely garbed primordial ancestors. Each one was holding a cord. They were older than wars and more ancient than even the lands and the seas in the form that we know them, and they all spoke together, a dark and rich resonance that echoed with ages and carried the wisdom of 40 millennia, when women were marking their image on ivory and rock. And they hung through the years like the beads on a necklace, everyone linked and cascading past all generations and rolling migrations and sacred relations to earth. Where do you naturally belong? Said the voice to the council. Who are your people? How do you honour the soil and the sea and the stone that sustains you? Where is the land that still longs for your soul? Whose are the bones that await your wild prayers? And where will you lay your own bones? The primordial ancestor women raised the cords in their hands, and they started to wind them up onto the spindles that hung from their belts all over the plateau. The threads were now tightening. Women were being pulled close into each other, a vast net of connections that drew them together, and they were sometimes surprised when they met their bone sisters, and often amazed, and always so happy to know they belonged. For the cords formed a map of their mothers, not a single straight line of their ancestor women, but a web that spread wide, and gradually all of the 1,000 times 1,000 women, with their bagfuls of daughters and their bundles of mothers, were gathered in clans that crossed over borders and cultures and histories and lands. No one was left out, including the boxes of mosses and difficult threads. You all naturally belong here, said the voice to the council, and you all are the people. You remember the soil and the sea and the stone that sustains you. You honour this earth that still longs for your souls, and we are the bones that await your wild prayers. In these ancient skin bags of your ancestor women, it is into our laps you'll lay down your own bones. We all belong here. We are grown from the home of this planet. Remember that this is a song we all know how to sing. Then the chords and the voice all dissolved like a dream. But the air was not silent, for the plateau was filled with the songs of the women, the old ones and young ones, the warriors and mystics, each clan with its melody that entwined with others, each sister with rhythms she had learned in the womb, from the earth that sustained her and longed for her still, songs that carried the wild prayers, from mountain and desert, and valley and tundra, and island and forest, and meadow and shoreline, and lakeside and riverbank, and more, which honoured the bones of the most ancient of ancestor mothers. And that was the song they all knew how to sing.
Wow. I've just been trying not to cry because it's so impactful at the end. I thought, oh, wow, it's just given me shivers all through my body throughout. It's just so stunning. Thank you so much, Rowan. And yeah, I really feel that it just encapsulates so much what we're doing here and the magic of the songs. The magic of the songs have been such a big part of the past year for me, the first spiral. It's just been incredible and just a reawakening of this old knowing that's deep in our bones in all of us. And I think as we listen to the songs, sing the songs, even just hum a little ourselves, it just activates something primal inside us. So we've just had this really powerful journey around the wheel this year, and this has been thanks to our sister Emma, or the priestess Alan. She's had this amazing offering come through from Cerridwen of the song wheel. So we've been working deeply with that for the past year and with the birds of the song wheel. And I'm going to pass over to Emma now with deepest gratitude and thanks for the offering, this gift that you've brought our whole community, and that I'm sure will only continue to grow. I'll pass over to you, Emma, to tell us about that, and then Emma's going to share a song as well. We're then going to go into a poem and a song before we take another little break. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Louise. And yeah, I love that story, which was read so beautifully by Rowan. And I do actually think that Carolyn Hillier in that story is tapping into what I think of as the women's tradition, the anonymous songs of the people across the world, and the Celts, the Celts of Wales and Ireland and Scotland and the Isle of Man and Cornwall, and yeah, they I hope I haven't missed any Celtic countries there, but Brittany, they do it so beautifully. That anonymous song tradition that's passed down through the generations, and in a few weeks' time, we're going to be dedicating our first Bards of Cerridwen within our kin. And that's, I think, a huge step for our kin, because Cerridwen is the mother of the bards, and I think it's only fitting that we have our bards within our Cerridwen kin, within this tradition. And I can't wait for that. It's been such a journey within this year, but it always for me started in the winter. And that's why I was so happy that Louise was moved to make this DMR, the theme of this DMR, about the winter and the gathering round the fire. Because when I started to think about Cerridwen's song wheel and the journey we were taking, I knew it wasn't going to start in the season of initiatrix in the October time. It was always going to start in the winter, because in the Celtic tradition, the bards went into the dark huts of the bards, sorry, my daughter joining in there. The bards went into the dark huts of the Celtic tradition, and they listened for the voice of the goddess to come to them in song, in story, and in the seership as well. And it had to be that dark time of the year. It couldn't be in the summer. It had to be when the fires were crackling and people were gathering together and people were dreaming in that dark time. So the song wheel starts now, because this is the time of the bards. And the Ceilidh is an interesting one, because I know that Cerridwen is a goddess of the Welsh tradition, and Ceilidh is an Irish and a Scottish Gaelic word, but I don't know, there was something about it that just rung true for me, the Cerridwen Ceilidh. And so that's what we've been doing for the last cycle, or the last spiral of the song wheel this year. We've gone right through the year having meetings in different seasons, and we've called them Ceilidhs. Now the Ceilidh is the original word, or the meaning of the original word is to visit. And so I know a lot of people nowadays think about it as a concert, or, you know, a gathering together of people in a big massive hall, but often these Ceilidhs would be in someone's front room, in a little croft somewhere, or, you know, a house out in the hills of the mountains. And I think in many ways Cerridwen visits us every time we have inspiration. So these Cerridwen Ceilidhs were really our chance to connect with our goddess and feel the inspiration come through. So she visits us, whether that be through embodiment or through inspiration of song or poetry or storytelling. It comes through in that way. So that's why we called them Cerridwen Ceilidhs. And at the start of the first season, in the winter season, I asked each of the song sisters to imagine their song house for Cerridwen, their song temple. And so many of us came up with the idea of the roundhouse. It's something I think that's very deep in our ancestral longing, really, in our DNA. There was other thoughts. I often imagine a black house, a long house, but the roundhouse just has something so rich. That idea of the fire in the centre and telling the stories round the fire. So we've travelled throughout the year. Starts in the winter, but we've gone through the spring, into the summer, and on into the autumn, and we've found folk songs along the way. We've composed our own songs and poems, and this one that I'm going to sing tonight came through this week because I realised that we needed a ballad of the Song Sisters. For me, this is dedicated to every single one of the students this year who've sung and who've journeyed in this spiral alongside each of the sisters. And yeah, I think we deserved our own song. So this is it. In winter time we gathered around the fire so warm. In Cerridwen's roundhouse we heard the song take form. Snowflakes fell, we lay silent in the dark. The voice of goddess came to us, and the Awen left its mark. The wheel turns round and the note sounds long. We are the sisters of the song. Whispered spell, enchanted tune. Cerridwen's bards under the moon. In springtime we walked out to meet the greening and the light. Sparks of protest song ignited, and our voices joined the fight. For truth and justice, our words strong and clear. The voice of goddess came to us to heal the pain and fear. The wheel turns round and the note sounds long. We are the sisters of the song. whispered spell, enchanted tune, Cerridwen's bards under the moon. In summertime we climbed the mounds to hear the fairies' song. The whispers reached us from a noon as the shadows they grew long. The rivers took us to the deep blue sea. The rhythm of the tides lulled us and gave to us the key. The wheel turns round and the note sounds long. We are the sisters of the song. Whispered spell, enchanted tune, Cerridwen's bards under the moon. In autumn as the leaves turn gold, we sang the mother's love. The heartbeat of the earth was strong and reached us from above. As we walked the land, valley, lake and tree, sparkled with our energy as far as I could see. The wheel turns round and the note sounds long. We are the sisters of the song. Whispered spell, enchanted tune, Cerridwen's bards under the moon. In winter time we gathered around the fire so warm. In Cerridwen's roundhouse we heard the song take form. Snowflakes fell, we lay silent in the dark. The voice of Goddess came to us, and the Awen left its mark.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Emma. I'm just going to hand straight over to Lisa, who has an amazing poem that follows so beautifully after this. Thank you, Emma. That was incredible.
Thank you, Louise, and thank you, Emma, both for your vision of the song wheel and for bringing it to us. So one thing we did at the end of the song wheel was that we went out and sang to the land. We've been singing to the hills, and this poem came out of it, and it's called Songlines. The land is singing. Can you hear her? So as I go out and sing to the land, and as I listen, she sings back to me. From the song hills, with buried treasures, folk songs and fairies, to the mountains, with the keening of the wind, where dragons sing songs of seeing and visions. The tall grasses carry songs of wilderness and freedom across fields and meadows, into the forest, where birds sing, and the leaves tell rustling tales of being lost and found. In the groves, the oaks hold memories of spell songs, and the sacred wells remember every prayer song whispered into their still waters. In the bone caves, deep below, the bone woman shakes her bundle of bones with a staccato click, click, clack, and she sings of times long gone and times unknown. Brooks bubble with songs of joy, carried with the flowing melodies of river into the sea with her shanties, her lullabies, and songs of loss and belonging. Mother Sea, carry me to the place where I come from. Mother Sea, carry me to the place where I belong. And in longing, and longing to belong, I follow the songlines of the land back to my home song. Through nights of sorrow and soul songs, and mornings bringing songs of new hope, and the blackbird and robin singing their songs of healing at dusk and dawn. I sing to the land, and she comes alive, and as I listen, I hear her song. Blessed be.
Wow, incredible. On that, today, just before we started, I went out on the land here. I'm lucky enough that I live in an amazing part of Ireland, and I live at home with my family, and we have the land around the house. So I have my very own song hill, and we activated these song lines and the web of songs a few weeks ago. So I went out today just to ground myself a bit, and I thought I'd just tune into that. And I thought I'd just sing a few words to the land just to connect in, and then run back inside and get ready for this. And as I started to sing, just as Lisa said, she sings to us as well as we can sing to her. And the moment I started to sing to her, this song came through. So I really apologize if it does. I'm trying to remember the tune, but it's brand new. So I'm going to sing this now and hope I remember how it goes. I sing to you, land, I sing to the hills. Bring my words, my hopes. I sing to the land, I sing to the trees. Whisper my words to those who need to hear the song of the wind. Whisper and lull them into sleep. I sing to the people of all lands this song of peace. I sing to the children of the world. Love, children, love one another. Love to all shapes and all colors. Love, children, love one another. And protect each other. I sing to the land, carry my song straight into the hands of the man with the gun and the ones who start all the wars. Bring peace into their words. I sing my wish, I sing my song. Please sing along if you know the words. I sing my wish, I sing this song. Sing it, brothers, and pass it along. I sing my wish. I sing to the birds, bring these words, sing these words. I sing to the clouds, rain down, rain down, rain down on the dry lands, rain peace on the wars. I sing to the land, I sing to the land. Sisters and brothers, take my hand. So that's that song. Hopefully I'll be able to perfect that a little bit and share it at another point. It's a little more fully formed, but the message is really there and the energy is really there. We're now going to move into a little section of songs. We have 3 songs together, and I feel they fit in very well at this time of the year. We're just moving from the Samhain season into Yule, and yeah, we have 3 songs very much on the theme of the darkest night, and this the darkest time of year. From Samhain, the time of death, and as things start to decay, and of course, as you know, anybody in the pagan Celtic tradition, birth starts in the death. So we're starting with a little journey. We're moving through from death and some sadness, and moving through that to the time of gestation and being held in the darkness, and then moving then towards the time of Yule. Now we have that hope coming back in, that when the light is coming back in, as after the 20th, the 21st, we start to feel that little light. So I feel we take that journey on this little set of songs. So we're going to have Tina, Rowan and Lisa, and I pass it over to you.
Hello. Hi, hello there. This is Maggie's tale, inspired by the homeless problem, and a friend of mine was also being made homeless. So, okay. Old Maggie walks the streets alone. A bag on wheels contains her home. She's looking for a safe place for the night. Her only friend's a furry stray, a small old dog with a muzzle grey, who sleeps beside her until light. Born as the war had just begun, her parents dead when it was done, pregnant and married by 18. Her baby died when only 2, her husband beat her black and blue, her mind was broke by what she'd seen. And she walks past the graves of the long dead bones, and she reads all the names on the old headstones. Then she sits by the child that she buried long ago, and sings her a lullaby of when the winds blow. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see? Anyone could be her, could be you or me. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see? Anyone could be her, could be you or me. She put her babe to bed one night, then found her dead by morning light, then locked away in institution. Life was too hard, she wanted death, with drink and drugs like crystal meth, men in white coats with no solution. Years went by and she grew old, huddled in doorways gainst the cold. That's old Maggie, mad as a hatter. She slept by graves amongst the stones, her mind found solace with the bones. They didn't shout or throw things at her. And she walks past the graves full of long dead bones, and she reads all the names on the old headstones. Then she sits by the child that she buried long ago, and sings her a lullaby of when the winds blow. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see? Anyone can be her, could be you or me. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see? Anyone could be her, could be you or me. Winter came and Maggie knew it was her last and her dog's too, as she settled by the shop wall. A lady tall, dressed in a cloak, offered her hand and softly spoke. I walked beside you through it all. With eyes that glittered silver blue, she said, Maggie, I see you. Now it's time to cross the veil. The rain had turned to snow and sleet. A crowd had gathered in the street, around their bodies dead and pale. And she walks past the graves of the long dead bones, and she reads all the names on the old headstones. Then she sees the dear child that she buried long ago, and holds her in her arms, vowing never to let go. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see? Anyone could be her, could be you or me. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see? She's a human being, just like you and me. Bless it be.
Wow. Well, I think that we can all take a minute to just process that. So powerful. I have friends and some of my own experience with some of that, and I can tell you that it is just, and from friends of mine, they've said the worst thing is that you become invisible and that you stop becoming human to people, and especially when you're street homeless. So thank you for bringing that into that space and into this space and allowing us to hold witness to it. That was beautiful. Thank you. So the song that I'm bringing forward for you now is called Coat of Night. It is, again, Carolyn Hillier. I promise I do know other songs than hers, but at this time of year, I really find so much inspiration from her body of work, especially in what she holds around kind of the crone and around winter. So I'll be sharing one of those songs with you today. This song I brought in because it was one of the first songs that we visited upon the song wheel. And so I thought that it'd be really beautiful to bring that back in now. It feels really, really appropriate for this time of year. I've also got a cold, so if it's a little bit croaky, then just go with it. I walk along beneath the sky. The coat of night is gently falling around my arms, onto my bed. This quiet darkness is my protection. Upon my coat I wear the moon like a jewel unto my shoulder, a shawl of mist, a cap of stars. I'm wrapped within their glowing beauty. Beyond my feet, the river draws invisibly across the black land, but the rhythm flows. I dip my head, my coat washed by the water's journey. A distant owl flies as she soars, a thread of song into the silence. I catch her calls into my sleeve, and then my coat is laced with music. The forest guards the ancient dreams that rest between the silver shadows. The color of my coat of night, etched finely by their grace and memory. I walk alone beneath the sky. The coat of night is gently falling around my dreams, around my soul. His quiet darkness as my protection. You walk along beneath the sky. The coat of night is gently falling around your dreams, around your soul is quiet darkness as your protection. Around your dreams, around your soul is quiet darkness as your protection. Thank you, and blessed be.
In the deepest darkness of the longest night, we call to you, we call to you. In the deepest darkness of the longest night, we pray you'll be our light. This is our prayer for hope. This is our prayer for peace. This is our prayer for love to light the way. This is our prayer for hope. This is our prayer for peace. This is our prayer for love to light the way. In the deepest darkness of the longest night, we turn to you, we turn to you. In the deepest darkness of the longest night, we vow to be your light. This is our song of hope. This is our song of prayer. This is our song for love to light the way. This is our song for hope. This is our song for peace. This is our song for love to light the way. Blessed be.
So beautiful. All of them. Yeah, just stunning. Thank you all. I'm now gonna do one more song. I have my version of Rowan's Carolyn Hillier, and for me it's Lisa O'Neill. She's just my favourite, and I was going to do a poem now, but it's just such a song night feels now that I'm going to do one of her songs. I'm also doing another one in a few minutes, so but I think I'll do this one too, because it is actually very on theme. It's a song about songs, so it's about picking up, just like how many of us do here, just picking up a song on the wind, having a whisper to you out from under a rock, and about how any song, any note that we find, it's not really new, but it's all a part of the one thing that's been there for generations upon generations since the very beginning, and we're all tapping into this. And yeah, it's a connection with nature, I think, when these songs come through and where they come from. So this is Old Note by Lisa O'Neill. The wind whistled you in behind the springtime. Float, oh note, new among my mind. You hold the note just moves to movement. Let go the note, and so move everything. I can't come to quantify the feeling. I was walking home half in a dreaming. The things that I was thinking I was singing. The wind whistled you in behind the springing. A star ran rings around the star before me, and spun and swooped and sank in rock beneath me. and mirrored what I've carried since I met me, and shot me back into the ground below me. And there I met another not long buried, and sat upon its shoulders was a memory. A home but sea above me's gone so noisy, I almost think I do not recognize me. Feathered friend, dig up and resurrect me. I long to live among the song of birdies, a lawless league of lonesome, lonesome beauty. Skies and skies and skies above duty. The wind whistled you in behind the springtime. Floatal note new among my mind. You hold the note just moves the movement. Let go the note and so move everything. Now, we have Tina Louise going to sing next, something much more lively to get the blood going.
Okie dokie, this one's Roundhouse Robin. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, so we'll run with it. Okay. Roundhouse Robin's in the rafters singing, and everyone's drumming and the bells are ringing. We sat around the fire, clapping gaily, the stories and songs for the Yuletide Ceilidh. Snow on the trees and the weather is cold. It's the perfect time to sing the songs of old, to welcome guests around the fire and raise up the energy higher and higher. The dragon maidens are dancing around, and the fairies' laughter is a tinkling sound. The trees are tapping their roots on the ground, but the crate of wine cannot be found. But there are gnomes in the corner all giggling away, and a rather large dragon's asleep on the hay. And the robin who's singing has a lot to say, and Emma has a flute out and she's ready to play. But wait, stop! Everyone cheer as the door flies open and Cerridwen is here. She joins in the Ceilidh with laughter and fun, and dances with the maidens and plays her drum. Mystical stories of magic are told, poems and songs to keep out the cold, with more to come. It's not over yet. There's a fabulous rap from Louise Bernadette. The boys in blue thought it was a rave. They marched in the roundhouse feeling brave. They were met with laughter and a bubbling brew, so they all joined in. What else could they do? So the Roundhouse Robin, it's the Roundhouse Robin. He's playing his part and singing his heart like all good robins do. He's saying, skipping gaily to our Yuletide Ceilidh, there's a welcome there for you. So the Roundhouse Robin, you've got the Roundhouse Robin. Come to the Roundhouse Robin, it's there for you. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, that was amazing. I'm just laughing and I'm dancing inside, and now we're actually coming to the end of our songs, and I'm here to send us back to sleep. Send myself to sleep. Didn't really think about that one, but we're bringing you right up to bring you back down, and I'm going to finish with a little lullaby. And this is again my favourite Lisa O'Neill. I've been to see her numerous times, and she always finishes with this, and it's just in my bones now that I just love it. And what other way to finish them with a lovely lullaby? I think no matter what age you get to, it's just so comforting. So yeah, this is Good Night World by Lisa O'Neill. Settle your head, pet, send your bones to sleep. Every moment that we rest brings a moment's peace. You'll not be missing nothing. The sun shines sleeping too. The stars are lining up, love, to watch your dreams with you. And if you make a wish on one before you go to sleep, you might just meet that very star out there in them dreams. Good night, stars, good night, sky, good night, moon and sunshine. Everybody that I love lies under you tonight. Good night, trees, good night, bees, good night, rivers and valleys. Good night, big old world, good night. Good night, world, good night. And that brings our song offerings to an end, everybody. It went so fast. And yeah, now I'm going to hand you back over. Before we say goodbye, I'm just going to hand you back over to our sisters who opened the night, our second spiral sisters who've been holding the night so beautifully, to close the circle and open the circle. Thank you.
Thank you, Cerridwen Initiatrix, for your presence in my life. Farewell and bid well in your temple. Blessed be.
Diolch, Cerridwen Suenreg. Thank you for your presence, wise woman, within our circle this night. Farewell and bide well in your temple. Cerridwen Suenreg. Blessed be.
Diolch Cerridwen Calonagariad. We thank you for your loving presence within our circle. We bid you farewell and bide well in your temple. Blessed be.
Diolch Cerridwen the Mother. Thank you for wrapping us all in your mother's love tonight and all nights. Farewell and bide well in your temple. Blessed be.
Diolch yn fawr, Cerridwen of Centre. Thank you for your light, magic and wisdom, the herbs to heal and the skill to help all. Farewell, abide well in your temple, Cerridwen of the Centre. Blessed be.
May the circle be open, yet unbroken. May the love of the goddess be forever in your heart. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be.
Blessed be. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. That's just been amazing. Thank you to Rowan, amazingly stepped in at the last minute to be our tech priestess. And we also had Sally jump in at the last minute. So yeah, thank you, everybody. I'm just absolutely astounded at how amazingly it went, and Mercury in retrograde, but we've all been obviously doing our offerings. So thank you, everybody, and I wish you all the best blessings for this new moon cycle, and blessed Yule to everybody. Good night and blessed be.